revision.
Is it going to be period like
It'll be maths period 4. Okay. How's everyone going with the chapter work and all that stuff? Do people feel it's too much to do, or you just like are you on top, or you're just tracking behind, or with the workload? How's the workload going?
So it's too much, sir. There's
Too
time
much
to do actually the actual questions in
in
class.
class? Okay, yeah,
Can't stand it.
yeah,
We didn't have 3 theories of like actually just doing questions.
Yeah,
yeah.
because like at home I need to ask you how many questions. I don't know. Like the notes is not enough to teach me. I need to be taught.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get 3.4 done. It's and hopefully 3.5. We'll see how long that takes. The middle section of this period, I'll open it up for you to do some work, and then maybe the last half hour or so, we'll try and move on. We'll see how we go. Okay. Okay. Applications of quadratic equations. Mr. Gonzalez's dad wants to fence off a garden bed. He has 10 meters of fencing wire to fence 3 sides of the rectangular bed with a backyard fence forming the 4th side. Calculate the maximum area he can enclose. So in a sack, there's going to be a lot of worded questions. So at the end of the sack, more worded problems. In the middle of the sack, more instructional, where it says calculate this, calculate that. And then at the start, it's going to be multiple choice. There'll be about 10 multiple choice in there. But you need to be quite experienced with worded problems. Can you draw this picture here? Don't draw my dad. You don't know what it looks like. Just draw the fenced area. Okay. What would that?
A rectangle.
It's a rectangle. Okay. So we've got a rectangle.
I remember now.
Okay. Anything else that's specific about this?
The back fence.
The back fence is forming. How many sides do we have? We've got 3 sides. Okay. Look at the key words here. We want to fence this section off. We've got 10 meters of fencing to use. And we want to calculate the maximum area. So this is the big destination, maximum area. Key words here, maximum area. Your brain needs to start ticking now. What sort of things are going to branch off from these 2 words, maximum area? What do you think that they're going to evolve into? Any clues? Okay, let's just do some brainstorming. Area. What words are associated with the word area?
Length and width.
Length and width. Okay. Length and width. Okay. So, did someone say perimeter?
Yeah.
It's not related, but it is related in this case. You'll see why. Okay. Now, perimeter is related, even though it's maximum area. What about this word maximum?
The most.
Most. Okay. How is it related to our current topic? Okay. Who knows what the current topic is?
It's really graphing.
What type of graphs are we doing? Quadratics. It's asking for a maximum. What type of graph are we looking at specifically? That's what you're looking for. It's going to be a quadratic, And there is a maximum point that we're going to calculate from here in terms of area. But we've got to get there. So we must be able to have some starting points from our diagram here. How can I start filling this in? I'm not going to put in plants or anything. What can I put around this rectangle here? What can we label?
Excellent.
X and Y's. So Zach is saying X and Y's,
Against.
but in terms of measurement and perimeter and area, what are we really using?
Meters.
We're using that. We can use units, but what specifically? Instead of X's and Y's.
Meters squared.
Not quite. That's the units, which we'll eventually get to. It's length and width. Did someone say that before? We have length and width. I'll put here a clue of perimeter. Okay. Now, can someone tell me why perimeter is important in here? What's the thing in the question that is asking us to focus on perimeter, even though this question's about area? What is it in the question?
It has 10 meters.
It has 10 meters. Okay. Because Zach has said, I can see 10 meters of fencing wire. It doesn't say the word perimeter in the question. You need to be able to make that conclusion. So with weather questions, if they don't spell things out for you anymore. They'll give you a story. You've got to relate what you know from the topic into the story. That's the skill. And then once it's all clear, black and white, the maths that you need to use, then you can move forward. Can someone give me an equation of perimeter?
Plus and minus.
Okay, what are we going to plus?
On the sides.
Okay, how many L's do we have?
2. 2L plus 2W.
We have 1. Okay, who said 1? I heard at the back somewhere. How many widths do we have?
Two.
Okay, and that's our equation. You don't do 2L because that's the backyard fence. Okay. Now, you can see here, we can now move into our X's and Y's that Zach was talking about because we're all familiar with X's and Y's. Okay. If this is a length X, how can I express the width as? Okay, so this is the question. Perimeter, what can that change into now? 10. Okay. Our length can now change into
X.
okay. So we've got length in X's, but width is sort of, we need to start relating it. What are you going to do with this now so that we're all on the same page? I want everything to be X's. We've made one side X. How do I change the width so that it can be expressed with X's?
Make something 0.
Using this equation here.
Is it 10 minus x?
It is 10 minus x. Thank you, Amy. And can anyone sort of tag along to it as what Amy's going to do next? What is she going to do next?
Divide by 2.
She's going to divide by 2. Because now we have a width. Instead of width just being width, we have a width that is now can be expressed as 10 minus x on 2. And if we can get an area now, what's the equation for area Z? Of a rectangle.
Times width.
So length times width. But in this question here, Jesse, what are we going to replace L with?
X.
Time.
And let's McMahon, what are we going to change W with? Not 10.
That.
10 minus x over 2.
Is he not listening?
10 minus x on 2. Just by looking at it, let's keep going with it. Our A, what are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with it?
We expand the brackets.
We can extend brackets. Okay, let's make this a bit more simple. 10 minus x on 2. What's another way we can rewrite it, Nathan? 5 minus x on 2. Okay, the 2 has been applied to the first and the second term. And now we can actually multiply them out. X5, Perry, X5 becomes, how do I expand that out? What would it become? 5x. And also,
Minus x squared over 2x.
over 2. Yep. Okay. What sort of graph is that, Tim? What sort of graph is this?
I don't know.
Okay, what power do you see, Tim? It's a square. So we know that we're going with the quadratic in here. Our equation is related now coming into quadratic mode. Yeah. Okay. All right. Have a look at this quadratic. How do we know that we can get... What do we know about quadratics again?
There's a maximum.
Okay, there's a maximum, which is the turning point. What else?
Minimum.
No minimum. Okay. In a graph, what other features in a graph? Amrita. Okay, x-intercepts. And the y-intercepts. Out of these two things, what do we know straight away, Maya? Just by looking at our equation. The y-intercept. What's your y-intercept, Maya? 0. Why did Maya say it's 0?
No clue.
Sorry, checking.
No clue.
No clue. That's okay.
Oh, because it's negative?
No.
You just have no line set there.
There is no y-intercept in the equation. That's it. Okay. It's been expanded out. There's nothing there to tell us it's y-intercept. So that's done. This is the end question that we're getting to. How do I find x-intercepts? How do I find that? X-intercepts. Dops? No. Good try though. Okay. Think with your quadratics, With your quadratics, think of it as a tree. It's growing out. A tree has a tree trunk. And guess what? The tree trunk has
Roots.
roots. It has roots. At what level?
The bottom.
The bottom. Under.
The equation.
What level's that?
X. 0.
0. Okay, at level 0. What am I trying to say here?
No.
Make y equal 0.
Make y equal 0. What's this? What's the 3-letter word? 3-letter. The null factor law. It's the null factor law. Your null factor law is always related to x-intercepts with the 0. Therefore, what's our roots?
Wait, is it supposed to be x squared?
No, because the x and the
Oh,
x expand to x squared.
Isn't 5 not also meant to be over 3?
No, because 10 divided by 2 is 5.
Oh, let me look.
Does that make sense?
No,
Yep.
I forgot. You know, I see going back.
If I have null factor law here, my x equals to 0, and what else is also equal to 0? We're applying the null factor law. Okay. If I have a negative x on 2, am I going to push the 5 over or the negative x over? Okay. We're just doing backtracking here. If I get x by itself, it's divided by 2. What's the opposite of dividing by 2?
So x equals 10 all along.
X equals 10. Or x equals 0. Okay. So, let's just get my whiteboard out. Let's just wrap this question up. Who's lost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's lost?
I was finding this about last bit. How do I get x equal 0 as well?
Null factor law says person 1, person 2. Person 1, person 2 equals to 0. Therefore, person 1 could be the 0 or person 2 can be the 0. Yeah. Who else feel that they're lost in this question here?
Yeah, no.
Who? Who's lost?
Wait, man, I'm getting a parabola out of figuring out the perimeter.
Correct.
Henry works with electric.
Oh, we're doing that now.
Why? Well, I math actually means something. Like, last year's class in math didn't mean
What happened?
You got in good sense. I mean, yeah, exact.
Oh, I made something.
Hold up, let me just whip out a piece of paper.
Well,
So, but we didn't actually find out the answer.
no, we're still doing it.
We're still going.
Still going.
I reckon you could build a fence and trial it out. Ruining the fence and then ruining it down and keep doing that fast and you could actually figure this out.
more expensive though.
All right, let's wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not done yet for the day.
Okay,
I have a y and an x, but it's not y's or x's. What's the letters that we're working with?
L
here?
and W.
One of them is an x.
No, it's not W.
It's not w.
L.
Not y.
An L.
It's not l. It's area.
Where'd you get A from?
Area.
Oh.
Okay, what are my tree roots again? What are my tree roots? 0 and 10. Now, notice if I'm going to do quadratic, where is this quadratic going to sit? If we have a nice symmetrical tree, check it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Five.
well, yeah, that's what I'm after. 5.
Oh yeah.
So we know halfway is 5. We've got a special number that we can use. How are we going to make use of this number? Turning point. So I've got a 5. How do I find its partner in the equation? Okay,
What was the equation?
equation there,
Oh,
it's right there.
you just put it into that one.
Just put it into there.
Dude.
I hope I copied that right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Put the 5 in. 25. Take away
12 and a half.
25 on 2.
12 and a half.
Okay, so when we go up here,
What is 25 on 2?
12 and a half. No.
12 and a half.
25 on is oh, you made it 12. I'm lagging. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I can do it. We can do it in full.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
It's okay.
Yeah.
This is going to make a problem.
Why is it going?
Because that's the only way it goes.
Oh, there's 12 and a half.
Okay. Now, this 12.5, what does that mean?
That is the maximum per
No.
12.5 meters squared.
Yes.
In the middle of 0 and 10. Oh my god.
10 minus 0.
It's
Yeah,
like,
but how do we know?
it's like stops.
Because you got to show working out, Zach.
Well, that's just so dumb. If you get the answer, you should get it right. That's
thinking much.
You'll get mark at the end.
Yeah, that's
So
just,
you-
you should get full mark if you get the question right.
I had 3 trial and error. I did trial and error. 5 times 2 point.
A lot.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay. We've answered the question. Maximum area is 12.5 meters squared.
That was just like that's just so much easier to do it that way instead of like spending like 15 minutes.
It's actually taken us like 20
Yeah. Because
For one question on the test.
Yeah.
For like that's probably like a 3 or 4 marker.
the question is why would we do this on the board if we've got the CAS?
It's the worst of the time.
In case you don't have the CAS.
Yeah, but like no one's gonna spend 25 minutes getting 4 marks. Like 6 minutes.
Yeah, but we have
It's,
to
even,
pass it
it's even that ratio is even worse at year 12. It's worse at year 12.
So,
Yes and no.
do we have to show all that working out if that question's in the sack, even if we have a CAS?
If it's
Yeah.
explicitly says show working out, you got to show working out. If it doesn't say,
That's in the sack. We're gonna have like no time to do anything else. That's like half of our time just doing that.
yeah. So it just depends on how many questions are given.
Yeah, but why would you do that? No one's gonna do it.
And it's just like that means just like everyone's just like losing marks no matter what.
Yeah, but all the test will be like.
So it
I can't believe that's even your problem. The problem for me is getting it right. The time thing is the problem.
My problem is even getting up to it.
I don't even know how to start with that question.
Yeah, I've got no idea how to start.
Actually, this view.
it's okay.
Right now, I've got no idea how to try.
Welcome to methods. Check it out.
Wow.
I'm thinking about it.
We're like, I'm just done. It's not fun.
No,
Physics is actually fun. Stuff is just shit.
I was talking to my mum about it last night. The only method, the only like uni shit that you need methods for is all the engineering ones.
3 levels below it right now.
Obviously, the physics and the mathematics degree and the science degree. That's about it.
Chris, this was 2 months ago today.
Thanks, bro.
That's so sad.
That means it's
10
only
months
10 months away.
Good maths, bro.
Yeah.
Do that with the quadratic
You have
equation.
thanks.
How do you figure that out?
Guys,
You make x equals 0 and then
You have Christmas Day.
just grab one.
guys, don't freak out with this example, please. It's long.
So I'm gonna freak out.
Is there another one that's longer than that?
Yeah, have a look. I'm going to try and simplify it as best as we can.
I'm so gonna freak out right now.
It was that easy.
So-
I'm sorry.
It is not one of
I'm
those.
So long.
It's 8 though, so it isn't
Just
it's 8.
Speed.
Oh my god.
Just breathe, guys. Just breathe. Just breathe.
That's not English.
Okay. A section?
That's just too much.
Just breathe. We'll get through this.
Why is there XA? What is D?
I'm not even writing it.
Just to be honest.
A section of a roller coaster.
Yeah, what is that A or my tweet? But XE.
Element.
They'll all be for 2 marks to one.
But XE where X is meters from the small. So H is meters per second.
I'm saying the later.
Good, guys. The more gap we have, the more information it is.
Jack, so yeah, where's the end?
That's the end of what?
Well, it's the semester break.
Yeah.
Did you not just wait?
Right after you won.
You have to wait until the semester.
All right, focus, guys. Once,
At least try.
at least try. That's right, Hustle.
Coach it on.
I know there's a lot here.
Same.
I know there's a lot here, but I'm going to simplify this example. Just take what's important. I've got here, I've taken out the question. We don't need, I know it's about roller coasters, but we don't need to know about roller coasters today. We just need to know the equation. Anyone remember what this means? Element of 0 to 12. That means when our graph, if we're doing our graph, it's going from 0 to 12 only. Nothing more than that. That's all that means. I have
From 0 to 12.
I have 48 meters above the ground and begins. Can everyone see? Yes, Samarita. You may.
It just saying X to any of the points on that. I'm pretty sure it's all there.
Between 0 and 12.
Yeah. So it's can't be higher. No.
Can't be 13 or 12.1
Or negative 1.
or negative 1.
I see that because it's less than 0.
48. Our roller coaster height begins at 48. What's a good coordinate pair to write that?
Right, it begins.
Begins at 48. 0, 48. What's our next coordinate going to be? It says 12 meters horizontally.
12 0.
Okay. Not quite.
Is it 12?
It's 1248. Okay. Returns to 48 meters at 12. So 48 and 12 go together. But you must get it in the right order. And what's the third coordinate?
11 So, yeah.
Is it 37?
1137. There is a lot of writing there. But you need to be able to take out what is needed. Take out all the English. Let's get back to maths. Maths equation, maths boundary, and coordinates. That's all we're working at. Can you decipher a lot of words in English, a story, into the maths that you know that we've been doing in class? Okay. We are trying to figure out what we know what height is, we know what x squared is. Trying to find A, B, and C. Does anyone know what is the first thing that you could figure out? Which one can you just read off?
C.
C. C is 48. Okay, that's the first piece of the puzzle. So now this becomes 48. When you get a coordinate in the sack and you've got an equation in the sack, what's the first thing that you can do with a set of coordinates and an equation? Plug them in and see where it goes. We're going to plug 12 and 48 in. What's this going to change into? 48. Do we know what our A is? What do we know is the X? Yeah, we'll do it out in full. 5 of 48 on each side. Cancel. Jesse, is that what you said?
No, you did.
Okay. 144 plus 12b. What's on the left-hand side?
0.
Good.
No factor.
It's not. Let's do it again for this one here. Okay. What do I write first?
37.
37. What are my x's? 37 and 48. What's that? I want the numbers together. I'm going to do some backtracking here. Well, that 48 is going to go over 11 squared and 11b. Okay. 37 take away 48.
-11.
Negative 11. I have equation 2 and equation 1.
Use substitution.
You could, but what's better? Elimination. Okay. We have simultaneous equations. We're going to eliminate. But before eliminating, what's the condition with the variables?
We gotta have one that's the same.
Got to have one that's the same. Good, Zach.
Then you can get rid of it.
So if I've got a, let's pick on the B's here, okay? I want the B's to be the same. I've got 12B and 11B. Tim,
Or if you just divide by 12 and you get 1 to the B, the substitution method.
we can do that even well. If we can do that too. Tim is saying let's cut the 12s out. So 12A plus B. Okay. What are we going to do with this one, Tim?
It levels out.
Take the 11s out. That's fine. And that's even better than what I had in the notes. Okay. Negative 11. If I cut out the 11s, negative 11 becomes
Zero.
-1.
negative 1. Okay. 121 becomes 11A plus. Excellent.
Good job,
This is even better than my notes because I have a lot more work. Because I was using bigger
So
numbers.
just take a photo of that instead. Later.
So you can divide them 4 times.
Just
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Go on YouTube and you can screenshot it. Okay. So we've got it here. We have 0 equals 12A plus B. We're going to line them up now. Negative 1 equals 11A plus B. Question, are we going to add or subtract? To eliminate, we're going to subtract
1 equals
1, because 2 negatives is a positive. 12 take away 11A is A B take away B is 0, A equals 1.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay. And then where can we put that in? Into any one that we want. We just substitute it back in. And B is equal to 10.
10.
10.
12.
Negative 12.
Negative 20. Oh, because it's a.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. And now, equation all the way back here. Our A's are 1 and our B's are negative 12. Okay. We found the equation. Okay. I'm not gonna do this example only if you want me to. The next question is, if I want to find out the turning point, what number do I put in?
Yeah, what's the actual question?
I didn't put it in. I'll just scroll down.
Oh, it just didn't even show.
There we go. Find the minimum height of the roller coaster above the ground. Okay. Let's graph it here. So run out of space. I have a quadratic between 0 and 12. Okay, therefore, we're looking for 6. We're going to put 6 into here. Okay. What is this? Looks like it's that far. 36 take away 72 plus 48. And that's going to be 12. Okay. All right. And I've got one. I'm not sure if I'll do that question. Okay, we'll leave that for now.
They actually really got through. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording there.
I'm done.
Where did you